Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jerry Conway, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
I'm here for Peter.
Who are we throwing off the bridge today?
Whoa! Me once Lil finds out what we're reading. That's right, kids. Welcome back to another episode of the Ultimate Spider Cast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that threat, that menace.
Sorry, it's sick Lilith Hellfire.
Oh, that's some of that Mexican flu. All right, kids. I threw the this month's schedule out the window. Lilith Hellfire is ready to hang me, but yes, this episode, we're going to cover Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man 97 through 99, the first appearance of the Spot from a certain movie.
Phil will do anything for clicks and views, kids.
Who wants to see my boobs?
Well, we do have a spot open for somebody who's not as shy about nudity, unfortunately.
I know. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, oh man, am I gonna have to get topless now every episode? Oh.
Yep, you better get those knockers fully frosted, Phil. Last we can talk Maz into it.
Because little Hellfire is a personality and doesn't have to get naked. All right. All right. Let's get into these. Because I don't know if Lil's gonna want to talk any new Spider books after this, but all right.
Well, at least it's Al. At least it's Al on these issues. At
yes.
least it's him. Shouldn't be that bad.
Mm-mm.
It's like coming home to a martini after a long day of work. This is fine.
Hey-o. No, Lilith doesn't want to come home to a partner. She wants to come home to alcohol.
Duh.
That is your partner.
Who am I? Eve Heaven Water? Yes, of course, alcohol. And dogs. That is all I need. Although, can we just talk about poor Timothy Quayle? What an unfortunate name. I mean, it's spelled different, but like if you're an American, then you really don't want that last name of Quill, even if it's spelled different.
Quail.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is gonna be a very old joke, kids. But what are you saying? This man does not know how to spell potato.
That's what I'm saying. We have to be of a very vintage age to understand that joke. If you don't understand it, go ask your grandpa.
Or this country, I'm just waiting for Ray to be like, "What does that mean?" All right. So Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number 97, from before Lilith Hellfire's time, December 1984.
At least you had the Supergirl movie, Phil. At least you had the Supergirl movie.
Oh, thanks. We were 6 years old, Ray. All right. Hermit age. Yeah, I
was like, because like, so it's like kind of a play on words, but not really, right? Because like, Hermitage is like a place of religious seclusion, not to be confused with Andrew Jackson's estate. I mean, historically, it's fascinating because, you know, it's some of the best preserved architecture of the time that we have in this country, but Andrew Jackson. So, anyway.
All right. Writer Al Milgrom.
Good old Herb Trimpe.
That's right. Who we've discussed before with Mr. DG Chichester. Yes. Penciler Herb Trimpe. Inker Jim Mooney. Colors Bob Sharon. Letterer Janice Chiang. And editor Danny Fingeroth.
Don't get fingered. They got fingered.
Wow.
What am I talking about, Danny?
Put it here.
It's Friday.
Don't
What do
get
you
there.
want from me, Phil?
I know.
You
Don't
want
get
some
there.
decorum? Record on a Sunday, okay?
Oh yeah, okay, Eve Heaven Water.
That's a mouthful.
All right. Spider-Man is web slinging through the city to clear his head.
You
His
mean he's slipping his way downtown? Mhm.
Da-na-na-na-na-na. That's right. Nah, not tapping, whipping. Yes. All right. So, yeah, Spider-Man is whipping his way downtown. His mind thinks back to recent events, primarily his recent clash with the Kingpin, who had attempted to revive his rival Silvermane as his slave.
Oh wow, Silvermane! Yikes!
Yes, remember Cyborg Silvermane, kids?
Didn't we do this story?
We actually
With
did
the
cover.
cloak and yeah, okay. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah, because it was part of the black suit stuff. So yes, we did
Yeah.
cover it. Yeah, scroll way
Scroll
down.
down.
Easiest way to find it is go to YouTube, find the Ultimate Spider-Cast playlist, kids.
I literally was like, wait a minute. I know this story that he's reminiscing about.
Might have been a good 2-3 years ago, but yes, we covered it. This led to Spider-Man joining forces with the vigilantes known as Cloak and Dagger. Good.
F in the chat for Cloak and
In their TV show. He also thinks about his personal problems, such as his Aunt May being upset with him for quitting grad school. Mark your bingo cards. Mark your bingo cards. Yeah, but again, I think we mentioned it during the black suit stuff. I'm like, is she paying for college? Then shut your mouth.
Yeah, look, she doesn't want to share good old Uncle Ben's pension. You know he's got one.
Oh,
she doesn't want to sell her nuclear silo.
Her Canadian property.
Exactly. It's prime real estate, man.
And the tension in his relationship with the Black Cat.
Meow.
What, you mean the fact that she doesn't want to see you without your mask on? Is that what
it's giving, sorry, Ray, it's giving Batman.
Oh! Oh.
7 minutes, 30 seconds into it. Sorry, Ray.
Batman, my favorite character.
The chance is never zero, my good lad. Sorry.
Into the Dark Knight, all to do with Batman.
Lastly, he thinks about the alien costume he brought back to Earth from the Secret Wars. There's a lot of continuity.
He's got a lot going on.
That's right. Has just recently learned that the costume was a symbiotic creature that was trying to permanently bond with him. So we're saying it's a alien gold digger.
A leech at best.
After making this discovery, he had the costume removed and gave it to Mr. Fantastic for observation. As he swings onward, Spider-Man suddenly has a craving for a bottle of Lotto Cola and wonders why, unaware that he had done some of his thinking atop of a billboard advertising the popular soft drink.
Ha! He's no match for subliminal programming. I mean, we all aren't, so, you know.
I mean, so we're all we all fall prey to subliminal messaging. Capes and Lunatics Patreon. You really think so? Check the show notes. Capes and Lunatics Patreon. The effective advertising is the work of one Timothy Quayle, an incredibly anxious man who works for an advertising firm.
Wait, we should have got DG Chichester to cover this. This might have triggered him.
Oh, no. No, if I get him to cover a Spider-Man story, it's going to be a Carnage story, okay?
Phil really loves to trigger people. He does. It's his favorite pastime because he's petty.
Oh, you know, it'd be funny if, oh man, I have to do some work on that episode. We did like the first appearance of Carnage. He'd be like, this mother. It spilled half of New York's blood, but I can't do one Surgeon General. No, can't. We love DG Chichester putting up with us every month.
I got the good mic out for you guys. I got the good mic out for you guys.
You know, it's just a little subliminal messaging here.
Exactly.
Listen to Chichester chats.
Capes and Lunatics podcast, except when we cover DC, it's on Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks. Yeah, talk about subliminal. When his bosses demanded he give a presentation on their next ad campaign, the reclusive Quail resists and has to be dragged down to the boardroom. One of the ad executives wondered how this timid man could be so great at advertising. His coworker explains Timothy's story, explaining that he is a native New Yorker who grew up a loner that kept to himself. However, at a very young age, he discovered that he had the uncanny ability to come up with solutions to the problems of others. As a
Hey,
child,
you want to know my best advice that I give to my friends?
what?
If you're tired, if you're depressed, you want to know the best medicine?
What?
Masturbation.
Well,
No, true story. If you're depressed, it relieves endorphins and other chemicals that make you happy. And if you're tired and you can't go to sleep, rub one out.
Masturbation, unless you do it with a partner. That's all I'm saying.
I mean.
Well, another life tip from Lilith Hellfire. Let's hand it to her, kids.
Hopefully you washed your hands before that.
And remember, if you're with a lady, cut your fingernails, people. All right. As a child, he used to help his friends ask girls out and how to get out of trouble with their parents. Soon, his intuitive knowledge of human nature became known to the children of the neighborhood, who would line up for hours to get his advice.
He's like Lucy and Charlie Brown. She's got the little 5 cents.
I know. However, young Timothy Quail hated all the attention his gift brought him. When he grew old enough, he moved out of New York and hid from civilization in the mountains of Tibet. However, knowledge of his amazing gifts soon brought travelers to the cave he called home.
Dang, bro, I'd be a piss poor supervillain too if that happened to me.
I know,
Get
man.
off my lawn! Like, you move all the way to the mountains of Tibet, and people are still like, "Hey, we're trying to contact you about your car's warranty." Really?
I know. If he had any bigger emotional problems, he would have moved into the Mexican desert.
Exactly.
It didn't help by this point that Quail had grown a long beard and wore robes.
He's just asking for it at that point.
I know. Eventually, Timothy discovered that he could package things for sale and abandon his hermitage to return to New York and work in advertising. One boon to this new job is that most executives in the industry leave him alone until he has to make a presentation.
Relatable. This is like one of the most relatable Spider-Man stories. I'm just saying.
Meanwhile, Spider-Man scours the city looking for some crime to photograph for the Daily Bugle. The only thing he finds is some men removing trash from the side of the building. His spider sense goes off, and he decides to go down to ask them what they are doing.
It's ting ting tingling, ting ting tingling.
I mean, it's New York. Usually they're like putting trash, not removing trash. So I totally get why his spider sense is going off.
And Lil's being nice when she says trash, kids. However, the men clearing the rubbish claim that they are not doing anything illegal. When one of them mentions J. Jonah Jameson's anti-Spider-Man editorials,
"You menace, get out of here!"
Spider-Man becomes frustrated and leaves, thinking he needs to hire a good PR man. As he leaves, he wonders what could have triggered his spider sense and hopes that it is not a side effect of being a host to an alien symbiote.
Oh, babes, that's the least of your worries.
Oh my god, he's worried he got an intergalactic STD. After Spider-Man leaves, the men gloat over being able to trick him as the trash they are removing is actually stolen loot. At that moment, at the advertising firm on Madison Avenue, Timothy Quail is congratulated for his latest presentation, and he is told to take the rest of the day off. Outside, Timothy is grabbed by some men and ushered into a limo. The man waiting for him in the passenger seat wants to know all about his abilities. Later at the Baxter Building, the Human Torch enters Mr. Fantastic's lab and is almost tricked into thinking that Spider-Man's symbiote costume has escaped from its containment cylinder. However, before Johnny can open the cylinder, he is stopped by Mr. Fantastic. Reed reveals the symbiote's trick by bombarding it with a sonic blast. Hold on. I lost my place. Damn screen. Yeah, he blasts her in the face, revealing it was hiding on the ceiling of its cell. Johnny thanks Reed for stopping him before he made a serious error in judgment.
Oh, did you need he hit him in the face with that sack? Is that what you're looking for?
Hit him right in the face with that sonic sack.
You hit him right in the face with that sack.
Uh,
Mind if I slam your butt in the pokey lady?
I mean, he is in a cell.
Seriously. At that moment, at the Kingpin's headquarters, the crime boss curses Spider-Man and the Black Cat for interfering with his plans to use Dagger to cure his wife Vanessa from her catatonic state. Maybe if you weren't
Vanessa.
Maybe if you weren't such a d-bag, Wilson.
I mean, just squeeze her till she pops, bro.
Whoa! That's what do you think Lilith associates with young beefy studs? They squeeze her till she pops. All right. He vows to get. She almost spit it out. He vows to get revenge against his two costume foes. However, with the apparent death of the Answer. Yeah, remember we did cover
Where's
that.
the question when you wait a minute? The wrong universe. My bad.
He wonders who will succeed him as the Kingpin's chief assassin. At that moment, in the Kingpin's lab, his scientists are busy cleaning up the damage done during the clash between the Kingpin and Cloak. One of them is a scientist named Jonathan Owen,
Boo!
who decides to review the footage of the battle, noticing the strange energies emanating from Cloak. Owen discovers that this energy comes from another dimension. He figures after significant examination, Jonathan could duplicate Cloak's powers.
Thank God we don't have to cover that story.
What?
We do. Yeah.
It's for the people, Lil.
I know.
You read it, so they don't have to.
Oh, is that our brand now? Okay. I prefer having the best dicks on the best dicks.
Wow! Thank you.
So, you're welcome. You're welcome.
I don't know if you want that rep, but thank you.
I don't care. I've heard both. You know, if I had an organic one, it probably would solve a lot of my problems, but
Oh my!
we're working on it with the sex bot. We're working on it.
Remind me to set. I swear the phone's listening to me because I saw an article today about a feature that you can build into a female sex bot. So.
Oh yeah, remind me. I love to do research on the competition.
A certain part of the anatomy that's not the mouth can suck. That's all I'll say.
Oh.
So there you go. Maybe run that past Dave Finn, see if it'll fly. The next day, Peter Parker arrives at the offices of the Daily Bugle to see Joe Robertson about getting a photo assignment. What a change of pace. Unfortunately, Robertson has nothing for him, but he tells Peter to look into a series of robberies that have been committed of late. He tells him how a bunch of thieves robbed a building disguised as workmen.
Like,
Peter realizes that they were the men
again.
he encountered a Spider-Man the day before. Peter tells Joe that he'll try to drum up some leads on the story. On his way out, he happens upon Flash Thompson, who's visiting the true mastermind, the true supervillain of the Marvel Universe, Betty Leeds.
Better.
Flash is gloating about how he could have taken on the Asgardian warriors they encountered together recently. Yes, during the snowstorm, kids.
Oh man, these stories, bro.
Everybody had to be, the Marvel Universe, man. One big happy universe.
Wait, is that because of Thor?
There's a Thor story, but it started like snowing in the middle of summer in like everyone else's book. So,
okay.
Yeah. When Peter tries to greet Flash, he accuses him of interfering with his relationship with Shashan and storms out. When Peter asks Betty what she is doing hanging out with Flash, she tells him that even though she is married, she can have male friends and tells him to mind his own business.
You better leave that Puma alone, Peter.
Hey, man, you weren't interested. She tried to hook up with you while she was married, but you weren't interested. So now she has to...
She likes you with or without your mask, Peter. Just saying.
Oh, my. I wouldn't want to cheat with me neither.
Mind his business. I mean, sometimes he really does need to mind his business.
I know. Meanwhile, the mobster... You're going to turn your husband into a super... Never mind. Meanwhile, the mobster.
Allegedly.
Uh,
Yet to be proven in my
Hey,
mind, but it's fine.
hey, he was brainwashed by who? I mean, yes, Roderick Kingsley had a device, but Betty Brant's device was
Superior puss.
Exactly.
uh,
Young and impressionable. That's all I'm saying.
how do you think
The way
Lilith got
I
her
like
army?
'em.
How do you think Lilith Hellfire got her army of young and impressionable? Fall out of that chair, Justin. Damn it. Meanwhile, the mobster who has kidnapped Timothy Quayle has been using his abilities to try to get an edge over the major players in the city's organized crime. This has been made complicated by the conflict between the Kingpin and the Rose, as well as the return of Silvermane and the Hobgoblin.
Gobble gobble.
Leave it to the professionals, though.
Gobble gobble.
Leave it to a professional gobbler.
Touche, good sir.
With Quayle's success, the mobster decides it is time for a big hit, and they begin planning. That evening, Peter Parker changes into Spider-Man and goes to the roof of his apartment to meet up with the Black Cat. When she arrives, Spider-Man demands to know where she got her new powers. When she sputters at this, he reminds her that some of the other heroes he was with on Battleworld during the Secret War told her about her hunt for powers. This, combined with her ability to hold her own against superpowered villains, somehow knowing the answer worked for the Kingpin, and how the Kingpin said she owed him a debt, things are not adding up. The Cat makes up a series of lies, including how this debt was carried over from her father before his death. When Spider, when
I
Spider-Man,
hate Walter Hardy.
when Spider-Man presses her for answers, the Black Cat gets upset and tells him that if he can't trust her, then they have nothing more to talk about and swings away. Spider-Man tries to follow after her, but his spider sense warns him of some danger below. All he sees are a number of joggers. However, upon closer examination, Spider-Man notices that the leader of the pack is scrawny while the other joggers are overweight. Spider-Man decides to follow after them to figure out what's going on, and Richard Simmons never once crossed his mind. It is 1984. Suddenly, the joggers come upon an armored car, and the men start strong-arming the guards. Spider-Man swoops in to stop them and rounds up the crooks neatly. When one of them tries to attack Spider-Man from behind, yes, kids, I know, I hear you, kids.
Trying to donkey punch me now, bitch.
Timothy Quayle warns him. With the mobsters being arrested, Spider-Man asks Quayle about his involvement in the whole scheme. Timothy explains that he was forced into helping the mobsters due to his unique abilities. After hearing his explanation and his desire to be left alone, Spider-Man suggests that Quayle just change his package. Whoa. The next day, Peter's photo appears in Daily Bugle. The advertising firm wonders how Timothy Quayle was involved, but he appears to have disappeared off the face of the earth. This is because Quayle has found the best package to hide himself and his talents, with disguising himself as a homeless man. As he wheels a cart full of trash down the street, Timothy is happy that people are now going out of their way to avoid him, much to his delight.
Okay, but how's he gonna pay his bills?
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, how's he gonna have a job? And again,
I mean, if it was 2023, sure, work from home, babes. But it's 1984.
I know, and then I'm like, did he have to go full homeless? Can he like grow the big beard and just like find a nice simple job, keep your mouth shut?
You know what he should have done? He should have been like an advice columnist, like Dear Abby.
Oh yeah, Dear Quayle.
Spell potato.
Although
that's about 8 years too soon, but
yeah. I'm looking at all there's a ton of continuity notes here. But I mean, most of this we covered during the Black Suit stuff. Yes, and Vanessa Fisk has been in a catatonic state since Daredevil 180.
Did we ever cover that?
I don't think so.
Not that we care about Kingpin's love life. I mean, unless it's Mary.
Oh, Mary. Yeah. Oh, I was looking at some of the older stuff. I'm like, we should do some of this. The answer was they talked about the answer, seemingly disintegrated during the climax of last issue. However, he survived and is living in a disembodied state as revealed in Lethal Foes of Spider-Man #1 in the 90s. So,
Yeah. Lethal Foes gives me PTSD, bro. Like, that's just a trigger. Like,
oh yeah, here it is. The freak blizzard was caused by the opening of the cask of ancient winters in Thor 349.
Thor.
Thor's
Day.
Betty has been married to Ned Leeds since Amazing Spider-Man 156. Of late, she has felt neglected by her husband, who has been too focused on his work. Juggling pumpkin bombs.
Similar to her words.
I mean, I said juggling pumpkin bombs.
A couple of balls down the gob.
There you go.
Okay, so yeah, so again, what you think, Lilith? This was all one issue. Modern Comics would never.
They really could never. This was a lot of information to take in. I feel it's kind of weird that they threw the Quill guy in. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a lot.
I know, but again, Modern Comics wouldn't. You got your money's worth with this issue.
Yeah, I will say that. I mean, the pace was maybe a little too fast, but I'd rather for it to be too fast than too slow and drag it out. This could have been 3 issues in a modern comic.
Oh, yeah, at least. Yeah. Definitely. Oh. All for 60 cents, kids.
I just imagine what the actual writers and artists were making at that point, though. Yeesh.
I know. Was it just like you were on payroll and you just like crank stuff out?
Honestly, I don't know what it was like back then. I mean, it's I think I forget the term they use for that particular contract, but yeah.
And again, they weren't putting out as many books as they do these days.
Exactly.
You might have had like the same amount of writers, but Marvel wasn't putting out as close to as many books as they are now. It was fun, kids. All right. Should we get to the next one?
Let's do it.
I know Lilith is chomping at the bit to get to more spot. Oh, yep. Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man #98. You'll see Kingpin groping Spider-Man and Black Cat. True Confessions. I was gonna say same team, but it looks like colorist this time. George Rosis, letterer Diana Elbers. And we're still getting fingered. All right.
I need that as a drop, please.
Hold on.
Slow down. We did this for drops.
And we're still getting fingered. All right. In his apartment, Peter Parker protests to himself about what he has to do. However, there is no avoiding the problem, so he pulls out his Spider-Man costume to get changed. He laments about how long it takes to get changed after having the alien costume that followed his mental commands. Still, getting rid of it was the right thing, as it was trying to permanently bond to his body.
Like, honestly, what was the worst that could happen?
I mean, the only issue I picked up of it, I think, was it last month? Was it Edge of Venomverse, where they did like alternate takes on Venom? They did it like an alternate story where like that suit did escape and bonded to Felicia, and she was just like, "Yeah, no, it's fine." She's like, "You just fought it too much," And she's like, "No, it's like a." It's a truly symbiotic relationship when you don't.
Think about it. Peter, in his mind, the darkest depths of his mind, is an angry, frustrated guy. So that they absolutely needed to be separated, right? Because like deep down, Peter's not a good guy. He's got a lot of rage. I mean,
and maybe he just has commitment issues, like some people I know.
Oh, ouch.
Sorry.
Ooh, I was just trying to do a read on a fictional character. That's fine, Phil.
Lil was like, I'd rather bond to an alien than get married.
I mean, basically. Shoot me into space. Get married or shoot me into space. I'm going to space, boys.
Oh, Lord.
See you later, bunkies.
as he leaps across the city, he finds none of the usual joy he gets from web slinging. Part of him hopes that Felicia Hardy's not home, but unfortunately, her apartment light is on, forcing Peter to proceed with what he must do. His arrival startles Felicia, but they both agree to talk. When Spider-Man tries to
He's like,
remove
keep that on.
when Spider-Man tries to remove his mask so they can talk face to face, Felicia suggests that they go out swinging through the city. Why does this sound like a little Hellfire maneuver? No, boy. Shh. Shut your mouth. Keep the mask on. Okay.
Matter of fact, we're not even gonna do this in my house. Let's go.
Outside. You keep your dirty little stuff on some random rooftop, not on my house. No.
Exactly.
No. This look like a Twinkie factory. No.
I don't do Twinkies or toaster strudels, so.
Spider-Man.
After the chat for the original Twinkie formula. After the chat for the original Twinkie formula.
Why we can't have nice things? Spider-Man agrees, but wants to stay focused on the task at hand. Meanwhile, at the Kingpin's hideout, the crime boss meets with his scientists, demanding results and creating a replacement for the Answer, who was seemingly destroyed during the fight between Silvermane and Cloak and Dagger. The Kingpin points out how easily they were able to give the Black Cat her powers with the late Harlan Sitwell's machines. That's when the scientist, Jonathan Owen, tells the Kingpin that they haven't had time to fully examine the equipment.
What's up with these names, man?
However, he may have stumbled upon a discovery that will suit the Kingpin's needs. Jonathan shows the Kingpin his device, which scans the powers of Cloak and Dagger. Although Dagger's abilities blew out the scanners, he managed to get a reading on Cloak and may be able to replicate his powers. The Kingpin, preoccupied with his war with Mika Sid. Oh, we got to cover that.
No, damn it, no.
That's Denny.
I know.
Okay, we'll do 180 before we do any Mika Sid.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fair.
And for you kids maybe asking, who is Mika Sid? Imagine a crazier Craven.
Is that possible?
Oh, it is. Read those Daredevil issues or check out the trailer for the new Craven Doctor movie.
Ooh, that is a long arc, though. What is that, 202 to 214 or 215?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, that would have to be
That's a long one.
That would have to be a couple episodes. Lil's like, I don't want to spend the rest of my year doing that.
Yeah, save it for next year, bud.
Oh, yeah.
Or whenever Craven comes out or whatever. You're like, well.
Oh, yes. Good thinking, Lil.
You're welcome.
So,
That is a future Lilith problem.
So the Kingpin, preoccupied with his war with Bat Crap Crazy, tells Owen to proceed. Jonathan Owen gets the work, trying to tap into the dimension that is the source of Cloak's power in his lab. Suddenly, a massive black portal opens before him. As the hole, in reality, begins to shimmer, Jonathan decides to take a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and walk through the portal. However, once he's on the other side, Owen begins to scream. Yeah, he saw his future.
I just wanted it to be Nightcrawler to punch him back on the other side so bad. Stay out of my dimensions, you!
By this point, the portal overloads his equipment as it shuts down and causes a blackout across the city. This is noticed by Spider-Man, who is briefly distracted by the event before beginning his talk with the Black Cat. Meanwhile, outside the Baxter building, the alien symbiote that briefly posed as Spider-Man's costume lurks in the darkness, seeking its former host, Spider-Man. Elsewhere, Spider-Man decides to postpone their talk. However, he's not interested in romance like the Black Cat. But to help whatever crisis arises during the Black this is the issue. Have I ever told you about great power and great responsibility?
Exactly.
It's like a door-to-door traveling Bible study. Hey, can I tell you about the good words?
They just couldn't have. It's been about 20 issues since we since we retold this story. Let's give it to Felicia. Yeah.
20. More like 20.
That's being generous. Trust
More
me,
like-
I know.
More like 20 pages. As the couple stop a gang of looters, Spider-Man tries to explain to Felicia that he doesn't fight crime for kicks, but due to a sense of great responsibility. Cue the floating heads. He tells her about how he got his powers from a radioactive spider and immediately started using his powers to become famous. And if I were any of these hoods, I'd be like, what's that? Spider-Man's origin? Shh, let's listen in. However, this all changed the night he let a burglar get away at the TV studio. The burglar went on to murder his Uncle Ben. Realizing this, he learned that with great power comes great responsibility. See, kids, this is why you listen to this podcast for these little known facts about Spider-Man. His uncle was killed. As the pair stop an elderly couple from getting mugged, the Black Cat reminds the wall crawler that she has already told her this story.
It's like, yo, man, you told me this a million times.
Yeah. And the wheat cakes were great at home. I heard this all before.
My stupid microscope. I know, we know.
She questions, yeah. You jumped up the side of a building. Yeah. She questions why he continues to let the baggage from this event continue to bring him down. Okay, Lilith. She reminds him that her father was a top-notch cat burglar when he was alive. She tells him about how she was mercilessly teased by the neighborhood kids. However, she proved them otherwise when she followed in her father's footsteps and no longer lives with any shame. However, Spider-Man doesn't think this is the right way to think of it and asks her why she can't see how wrong this is. Those same words are mirrored across town as Betty leads us out on a dinner date with Flash Thompson. She feels guilty because she is married. However, Flash points out that they are just two lonely people spending time together due to their relationship problems.
The whole reason why you definitely shouldn't be having dinner together.
Yes. And for the rest of that story, check out Lilith Hellfire's hard drive.
I'm sure someone on Wattpad did it better than I did. Or Archive of Our Own. Google at your own discretion in whatever incognito browser you feel necessary.
Just Betty sitting there with the sheet wrapped around her in bed 5 minutes later going, oh, that's why they call you Flash?
I'd change that name if I were you.
Betty relents, saying that she has to properly thank Flash for keeping her safe from the freak blizzard recently. The two agree that they are only good friends and cheers each other. Now they're about to cheer.
Friends with benefits.
They're about to cheers each other's brains on.
Superior puss.
Back on the rooftops, the Black Cat points out the hypocrisy of Spider-Man keeping secrets, telling him that she saw him going out alone looking for Cloak and Dagger after he said it was too dangerous to search for them alone.
For you, because you got boobs, dummy!
And no power. Well, no powers until recently. Spider-Man points out that he was asleep at that moment. That was that suit driving me, dear.
Convenient.
Under the control of the alien symbiote that he wore as a costume. Either that or he was, I wouldn't be surprised if he slept. He was sleepwalking. His mental problems. Meanwhile, Jonathan Owen wakes up in a strange white dimension with black portals all around him. He realizes that he was successful in tapping into the dimension that gave Cloak his powers. When he reaches out to one of the black portals, he is suddenly pulled through. When he emerges back in the Kingpin's lab, Owen's wearing a totally white bodysuit covered in black spots. Curious as to what happened to him, Jonathan is shocked when he tries to touch one of the spots on his body and his hand goes straight through it. So yes, kids, you are here to witness the birth of a new supervillain, Glory Hole Man.
Justin's out of his chair. I just know it. That was the one that did it for him.
He fisted himself. The spot, kids! While on a rooftop, the Black Cat is about to tell him about where she got her powers when suddenly the power comes back on in the city. Despite this, she finally reveals that she got her powers from the Kingpin, explaining to the wall crawler that she did it for him. I did it for you. Spider-Man is horrified by this revelation because she made a deal with one of his greatest foes. The cat tries to explain that she paid her debt to the Kingpin by helping the Answer recover Silvermane's body from the city morgue. Yeah, remember when they blew that up? Fun times. Spider-Man scolds her for doing so, pointing out how many people could have been hurt if they hadn't stopped Silvermane. Suddenly, the roof under Spider-Man's feet begins to cave in. Quick thinking, Spider-Man tries to swing away by attaching a web to a nearby water tower. However, the wood is rotten and he ends up smashing through it. Did you hate when that wood's rotten, Lilith?
Wouldn't know.
Smash it.
You know why? Because you wrap it up.
Oh, that's right, kids. No Twinkies, no toaster strudels. This ain't no bakery in Lilith's house.
No cream pies. This is no Little Debbie's
Ow!
over here.
I don't do Twinkies or toaster strudels, so.
Whoa! You know, don't call her Little Debbie. When the black cat comes to see me, it's okay. Oh, we're not right. You know that? The wall crawler.
Duh.
The wall crawler. I'm glad two broken people found each other. The wall crawler. The wall crawler tells her to keep away. He thinks that her powers are somehow affecting him now, and Cat admits that she doesn't have any control over them. She tries to tell Spider-Man not to turn away from her, but he tells the cat that this revelation has given him a lot to think about. He tells
the cover. It's like, oh, now we get the cover with Kingpin in the middle, pushing them apart. Now we get it.
Kingpin pushing him away.
It was Cerebral Man.
Kingpin pushing him away with his titties. You're welcome, Russell. He tells her to meet him tomorrow so they can pay a visit to the Kingpin and learn the extent of the powers he had given her. As the lovers part company, the Black Cat worries about the fate of their relationship, while Spider-Man struggles to consider spending the rest of his life with the Black Cat. Wow,
it was never going to happen anyway, so.
No. Well, they're trying to make it work again. Yeah.
Felicia belongs with Flash. Their names both start with F. Duh.
All right. I'm contractually obligated. Hold on. All right. Yeah. Peter and Black Cat may have worked under anyone else, but not that hack, Zeb Wells.
Come on, Phil. I'm still dreaming of having a Zeb Wells interview. Come on, man.
I know. I just teasing.
Okay, let's just be clear. I mean, we've seen worse. It's not like he destroyed the marriage.
No, that's true.
Although he did right during that arc, so.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. He's a brand new day. He's a brand new day, man. Barn Door Protocol.
Zeb, you're making it hard, bro. You're making it hard.
Hey, remember Barn Door Protocol, Love Hellfire. Where's that Barn Door Protocol?
Touche.
But you said you had
Wait a minute, if we ever get an interview with freaking Frank Miller, you know how hard that Barn Door Protocol is gonna be? And it's like, why do you have that drop? No reason.
Oh, I'm taking that off the soundboard if we get Frank Miller. I won't even accidentally be able to hit it.
Your mother's a whore!
Oh, was that nothing?
It'll probably just be Russell in the chat going, Frank Miller, you're just reflex. Your mother's a whore, Black.
Ask about that horrible Wolverine cover.
The whole family can suck it.
As the lovers part company, the Black Cat worries about the fate of their relationship, while Spider-Man struggles to consider spending the rest. While at the Kingpin's private lab, Jonathan Note is amazed at his newfound powers. Deciding that he could be the Kingpin's new assassin, he decides to test out his abilities by eliminating Spider-Man.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. You're so cute.
Norman couldn't do it. Otto couldn't do it, but I'm going to do it.
With your cute little Dalmatian suit. Look at you.
But yes, the Black Cat got her powers from Harlan Sitwell's machine, who was the brother of Farley Sitwell. Farley was the one who helped create the Scorpion and died in Amazing Spider-Man 20. His brother went on to create the Human Fly, but also met his demise in Amazing Spider-Man Annual 10.
This is what I mean. Spider-Man's villains are a joke, a literal joke.
The brother scientist, man, they got a quick case of death. At least death is the STD Norman gives young college girls.
I blame gravity.
Oh, well then, yes, exactly. See, how many Gwen off the bridge jokes did we make, and we still had Jerry Conway? Come on.
Yeah, but I mean, he owns up to it.
Yeah.
And it's a great piece of comic book history. It actually added something, and it gave other comic book writers permission to be brave and to be bold, not stupid and alienate your freaking readers. Sorry.
That's okay. You're right. Preach. And of course, yeah, Spider-Man's he's all concerned about the Black Cat after she got shot during the Owl Dr. Octopus War.
Oh, the owl.
When,
It's like,
when
Justin, what did you do?
Oh!
Justin, what did you do?
Well, that escalated quickly.
Oh my god, we should do an owl story. We should do a live read of an owl story and have Justin read the owl.
You son of a bitch. Maybe October?
Oh. Oh, but then we'll have to do a boomerang story and have Raid read those lines.
That's fine. He can send them in. Line by line, you can just play them.
He's too busy with that wrist action. The video game, kids, settle down.
Oh, I thought you meant rocking that baby.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Too busy making babies.
Nice.
All right. Any thoughts on this issue, Lilith?
No, I mean it's interesting taking a look that it took 3 issues to make a really, really terrible and hardly used villain.
I know.
Like this was a lot for somebody they really didn't end up using. So
I know.
3 issues for Dalmatian Man.
Well, kind of 2.5. He kind of falls through the hole in the first issue.
Okay, let's get to the next issue.
All right, kids. Peter Parker, The Spectacular Spider-Man, number 99, February 1985. Spider on the Spot. Ew. Again, Al Milgram, Herb Trimpe, Jim Mooney are still here. Colorist A. Chaotic. Letterer Joe Rosen, and again, yes, we got the third finger. Hail. While trying to duplicate the powers of Cloak, the Kingpin scientist Jonathan Owen has been transformed into a being that can create small portals that allow him to cross between dimensions to 2 different points on Earth. Testing out this ability, he discovers that he can not only use this as travel, but to literally hit someone from the other side of a room just by punching or kicking into one of his portals. Calling himself The Spot.
Wow. Now, where's that blue dress?
Whoa! Wow! Another political joke, kids. That's 2 this time.
All from the 90s, because I'm a 90s kid. It's why I'm warped, okay? The
I know.
leader of the free world
He
did
loved
something, and we talked about it for literal years.
He
on
loved
the
his
news.
he loved his cigars. Oh, please! For how many years you heard the name Monica Lewinsky? What was the first thing that came to your mind?
Still to this day, unfortunately. For that
Well,
lady.
for a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, really, back then,
Yeah.
it was just like Monica Lewinsky.
Suck.
I'm just like Monica Geller. Nobody. Nothing. Okay.
Courtney Cox probably like, oh, thanks a lot. Oh, little spaceship is here. Owen decides to test out his powers further by using them against Spider-Man, but first he needs to make sure that his discovery is not shared with others. Meanwhile, Spider-Man is heading home to his apartment in Chelsea. His mind is focused on the troubles in his relationship with the Black Cat. Their heart-to-heart talk the night before seems to have not gotten through to her, as she still sees costume heroics as a thrill as opposed to a responsibility.
Well, you know what would have got through to her, right? Hell.
Whoa.
A little ride on your pony, sir.
Oh, you wanted him to be a dictator?
Exactly.
Back in his apartment, Peter changes into his street clothes, and after a quick drink of orange juice, he heads out to go to the Daily Bugle.
Where's the wheat cakes?
Yeah, he don't make them himself. On his way out, he bumps into his new neighbors, Candy, Bambi, and Randy.
It's really weird how, like, Candy is related to Mrs. Muggins, right?
What? Yeah, I think it's Candy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, the
But I don't think
genetics really skipped a generation, eh?
How do you know? Miss Muggins may have been hot 100 years ago.
Maybe.
Again. I
Well, they
forget
did
how-
like to be. It's implied that they were swingers in their younger years, according to that party they had at that housewarming. So
Oh yeah.
maybe you're right.
They are amused. Well, again, not every swinger is going to be hot. You know, you go to a swingers party, not everyone's going to be hot either. Well, them are.
Well, back in the '60s, it's kind of prerequisite.
Well, he couldn't see it back in the '60s. He couldn't see anything. Everything was covered in hair.
Exactly. Fur burgers, fur bikinis, fur everything.
Take off your sweater. I did. They are amused that he is blushing at their beauty and assumes that he is shy around women. That opinion quickly changes when Shashawn arrives, troubled about her relationship with Flash. Outside, the two talk about how strange Flash has been acting recently. How can you tell? Peter promises Shashawn that he will find out what's gotten into him recently, and the two depart. As Peter heads off to the Daily Bugle, he doesn't realize that he is being spied on by Flash Thompson, who's in a car with two other men. Seeing this convinces Flash that Parker is trying to steal his girlfriend from him.
It's like, babes, no offense to Shashawn, right? But Mary J and Felicia, really?
Exactly. I mean, you have seen them do nothing but
The
talk.
three on the rooftop.
Maybe that's why he's worried. Parker's a woman magnet. He's a superior puss magnet, little hellfire.
In more ways than one.
Exactly. When the two men in the car ask if they should rough Peter up, Flash tells him that he wants to handle this on his own. He ain't gonna want to fight me neither. When Peter arrives at the Daily Bugle looking for an assignment, he takes time to stop by Betty Lee's desk and ask her about Flash. Betty at first says it's none of Peter's business, but gives in when Peter expresses his concern over Flash's state of mind. She tells him that he is fine and suggests that the problem in his relationship with Shashawn is her doing, implying that she's having an affair on Flash with Peter. This veiled accusation goes over Peter's head, but he isn't able to inquire further because he is too caught into Rob. Well, again, in his mind, he's not doing anything wrong, and he really isn't, you know. A2 coming from the woman who's having dinner, the married woman who's having dinners with another man.
Exactly.
Isn't that the whore calling the something Betty?
Sticky.
Oh, your wife's a whore.
Your mother's a whore.
And Joe's
Sorry,
off.
Normie.
Oh, how did Liz get into this?
Wow, you know the two least interesting women in the
Oh, that's right.
Spider-Verse.
Remember, we said that might be a team.
Spiders of a web stick together. However that saying goes.
That might be a team.
Ew.
Ew. In Joe's office, Peter asks if there are any assignments available, but Joe has none. When Joe asks if Peter got any shots of the previous evening's blackout, Peter admits that he got none as he has been too caught up in his own problems. I had the mansplain to some broad about power and responsibility. After explaining them, Joe assures Peter that he will bounce back, mentioning that Peter's photographic skills have been getting better recently.
I better not break up with Felicity. Felicity, that's on my mind. Sorry, Felicia.
I want to take pictures of her, not have her take my pictures.
Paint me like one of your French girls, Peter.
Paint me like one of your whorish friends, Peter. He also takes time to apologize for being so stern with Peter recently, saying that his new job as editor-in-chief of the Bugle has put a strain on him. He assures Peter that he has gotten the hang of it, and the two make amends. Later that
it's like J. Jonah Jameson should have just shut his filthy mouth about the whole scorpion thing.
Exactly. Later that evening, no one's gonna blackmail me. I'll tank my own career. Later that evening, the Black Cat is busy sewing while waiting for Spider-Man to arrive. You girls. The pair have planned to confront the Kingpin and make sure that her debt to him has been fulfilled. When he finally arrives, she shows him that she has been making a cloth version of his black and white costume.
That's how she likes it.
At first, Peter thinks it is his symbiote, but after she explains that it's a replica, Spider-Man refuses to wear it as it reminds him of how the symbiote almost permanently bonded with him.
He'll save it for when he has no other costumes clean. Don't worry.
Exactly. It's pretty much he does when he's out of laundry, when that red and blue suit's basically walking away by itself. I'm gonna need some fancy duds to beat the crap out of Firelord.
His formal attire, if you will.
Sir, I'm going to trounce you now. On their way to the Kingpin's headquarters, Spider-Man's webbing suddenly snaps. But thanks to his quick reflexes, he manages to pull out of his fall. Spider-Man brushes this off as his web shooters needing to be repaired after
And
being.
that's why they should be organic.
I know, but you can't magically make that.
He can talk to Reed Richards. I'm sure Reed Richards could scramble some DNA.
Hey, well, yeah, he'll try.
Other than Sue's.
Last time he tried to mess with himself, remember, he gave himself 6 arms.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's some people's dream.
Hey-oh! What kind of maniac? Who kind of maniac would want that for a sexual pleasure?
Rumpy pumpy.
But yeah, because the web shooters have been in storage for so long. But the Black Cat is convinced that her bad luck powers are affecting him. At that moment, the Kingpin is overseeing repairs being done to his building following Silvermane's rampage.
As you do.
The foreman complains to Kingpin.
You mess with the bull, you get the horns.
Oh my! The foreman complains to Kingpin that all the shift changes is slowing down the work, but the Kingpin insists that this is a necessity so that nobody has enough information about the construction of his building.
No, you just lock them all up and kill them afterwards. That's what Batman did.
The pass on to his... Art Van Delay doesn't want you to know about his exporting business.
He's but a humble spice merchant.
I just export spices, but I have a gigantic steel reinforced skyscraper. So it basically has like Pentagon level security, but I'm just a humble spice merchant.
He does live in Marvel's New York. I'm just saying.
That's true.
It's the smartest thing I've seen anyone ever do.
At least he doesn't put his name on his buildings like some egomaniac. The King have fun in jail. The Kingpin is then contacted by his head of security, who informs him that Spider-Man and the Black Cat are heading his way. That's for you, Noel. Wanting to get revenge against the wall crawler, he tells the security head to activate the security systems. Elsewhere in the building, the Spot overhears this conversation and decides that this is finally the chance to test out his new powers. Finally, someone else to fist. Meanwhile, the alien symbiote is free and trying to locate Spider-Man. In order to speed up its search, the alien creature takes possession of a tourist so it can web sling across the city. At that moment, on the roof of the Kingpin skyscraper, Spider-Man and the Black Cat arrive on the roof and are instantly attacked by the defense systems. Spider-Man is able to dodge them thanks to his spider sense, while the Black Cat's bad luck powers prevent her from being harmed. Worrying that her powers might start affecting him, Spider-Man tells the cat to keep her distance. That's when they are ambushed by the Spot. Spider-Man finds this new foe and is named to be hilarious. However, he finds little to laugh about when the Spot uses his mini portals to punch the hero from afar. Spider-Man is totally caught off guard, and when the Black Cat comes to his side, the Spot decides that he has tested his powers enough. He warns Spider-Man against harassing the Kingpin in the future, or else he will destroy the wall crawler, as the Spot disappears in one of his own portals. Recovering from the Spot's onslaught, Spider-Man suggests that they regroup and come up with a better plan of attack.
Onslaught. You know that's a trigger.
I know. Don't get triggered. As the couple depart,
that as a drop, please.
As the couple depart, both begin thinking about going after the Kingpin on their own. Oh, I know, we have a trigger drop. No, not triggered, but
don't be a troll.
That's an oldie but a goodie.
Exactly. Both begin about thinking about going after the Kingpin on their own in a spectacular Spider-Man 100, which we did cover during the black suit stuff. So
scroll down. Wait.
Yeah. Again, every show has their own playlist on YouTube. That's the quickest way to find the episodes, kids. Looking at the notes here. What was that? I wanted to check something. I forget what I. What was I looking for? I don't know.
I don't know, old man. What were you looking for? Did you walk through a doorway and forget what you needed?
Oh, a chaotic Kaotic.
Oh, that's mini hands.
Yes,
It's like a whole bunch of people did it. Duh.
is a pseudonym that denotes that various inkers completed the work on this issue. This is common during this period of publication when a deadline necessitated extra help.
I like the Tim Cook's pseudonym personally, but as in too many cooks in the kitchen.
Usually the pseudonym used is many hands. Hell.
Kind of apropos for this issue. So.
Exactly. All right. So
many hands getting fisted through that portal, eh?
Again, check out Lilith Hellfire's hard drive. Oh my God, that's where we make our money. You could buy like 24-hour access to Lilith Hellfire's hard drive, like remotely.
Ooh. I don't think anybody's brave enough to take you up on that offer.
I didn't think you want to hear it. And Lilith's like, I don't want stuff that can be used against me in a court of law.
Oh, no, I don't have anything like that.
No, I know.
What am I, German?
Whoa!
I can say that I was born in Dresden. I can say that.
No, we just Ray and the others will look at you differently after they got to look at that hard drive.
It's about what you expect. That's all I can say. It's about what you expect.
All right.
The pirate movies are just really well done, okay?
Talk about an oldie. Jeez.
Okay, but the pirate movies are very well done. But I really, really like Hooters.
Such children. There was a Miles Morales book out this week.
Oh yeah. Part of the whole Carnage crossover. Or wait, was that Miles?
Yeah, Miles Morales number.
Spider-Man
number 7.
Yes, yeah. Part 6 of 7 of Carnage Reigns. Yes.
The cover was really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you? How have you been reading this whole crossover?
Super cash grabby. Not Cody Ziegler's fault. Obviously, this is an editorial mandate. But it's been okay. I mean, at least it's Cletus, you know.
But like
in Extrembio, really? That's what we're doing in the year of our Lord 2023? Extrembio? That's what we're calling it?
I know.
Like, it's a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy.
Are we trying to reform the Scorpion?
I mean, he's cannon fodder. He can't really be taken as a serious threat. So why not? I mean, we reformed the Sandman, technically. Why not?
I know, but I like him getting punched in the face.
Oh, babes, we still got Mysterio, we still got freaking Electro, we got plenty of cannon.
Oh yeah, Shocker showed up in Amazing 27. What was that, last week or something? Yeah,
we still got Shocker. It's fine.
That's true.
Sandman and Scorpion can be reformed. It's okay. He figures he's really bad at his job. He's gonna go get a new one. Good for him.
And I'm sorry, but it's like, how are we going to make Miles his own thing if we keep doing Peter, just
greatest villains? Yeah.
Or Peter's greatest hits too, because that last page they give spoilers, they give Miles an Iron Spider suit.
Yeah. I mean, he could have at least made it himself, but it's none of my business. He's actually more talented than Peter on that front. Which they forget. It's fine. I'm not bitter or jealous.
Well, again, I mean, you could say for Peter and Miles, it's like they don't have the resources to build an Iron Spider suit. So.
If they were so inclined, they could do what the Vulture does and just gather up tech. But whatever. We're not gonna go down that rabbit hole. But yeah, I know. I'm kind of over it. It's like, just put him back in his own damn universe, please. At this point, like, it could be a pocket universe. It doesn't have to be the whole Ultimate universe at this point. Miles needs to be out of Peter's shadow.
Speaking of, Ultimate Invasion #1 came out this week. Basically, the Maker, aka Evil Reed Richards, trying to get home, and he goes to Miles and he says, he's like, he goes, we're like the only 2 survivors of that universe here, you know, or at least the ones who got out. He's like, you want to go back? Mouse like, no.
Yeah, I mean, there was even another Carnage story this week. Cult of Carnage, Misery #2. Don't know what that's about because
It's not even technically. Well, wait, is it? Oh yeah, you probably didn't read the first issue. Yeah, this is
It's
Liz.
It's a lady Carnage.
It's Liz Allen.
Oh, good for her. Oh wait, toxins in it, right?
Yeah,
it's like all the symbiotes are like coming to her as like mother or something weird.
Well, like Alchemax is like experimenting with all these symbiotes, and basically Liz's suit is basically a mixture of a piece of Carnage and a piece of anti-venom, like mixed together. Yeah.
Good for Liz. I'm glad they realized how boring she was and needed something to spice it up. Good for them. The art on the cover that I did see looked really good, but I was just like, I don't need that.
Yeah. Yeah, and then basically she's fighting this guy who gets hired to like try to steal all Alchemax's symbiotes, and
you know, the symbiotes are really taxing my nerves at this point.
Well, again, I mean, they even warned us. They're like, "Oh, it's the summer of symbiotes," because again, it's like you got Call to Carnage, you got the Carnage reigns going through all those books. You got Venom, you got Red Goblin with Normie. Oh, Liz and her son both have symbiotes.
Good for them. That's a family thing that can continue. Good for them. It's better than a goblin. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be real.
I was gonna say we're villains.
I'd rather have a symbiote than a goblin. I'm just gonna be really real with you, Phil. I'm over the goblin thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess I agree with you. I mean, if you're gonna do 50 of something, I'd rather have it be symbiotes than 50 goblins.
Gobble gobble.
All I have to say is Roderick. Enough said.
Oh,
that's really what at the point. That's how long I've been sick of goblins.
So
I wasn't even born then, maybe, probably, but I was already sick of goblins.
Gobble gobble.
Oh yes, and those of you who will listen to the last episode heard Ray and Dave's take on discovering the true mastermind of the Clone Saga.
F in the chat for their time. F in the chat for the biggest waste of their time ever.
Well, they were like, I don't know about Ray, but Dave hadn't read that. Like, I don't know if he hadn't read it at all before, or like not for. He's like, yeah, I didn't realize Norman had been dead that long when they brought him back. I'm like, yeah.
It was me, Peter.
23 years, I'm back.
Those are the vibes right there. Just,
It was. That's literally what it was. It was like, it was me, Peter. I manipulated Miles Warren. I rigged those tests so Ben Riley looked like the original Spider-Man.
No. Then we're going to go back to that when they revealed that Betty, and Betty was like, it wasn't him. It was never him. It was me, Peter. That would be the ultimate. I'm just saying.
Hey, do you think, would people be up in arms as much? Remember when they thought Norman slept with Gwen? Would they be as up in arms if they show that like Betty manipulated Norman by sleeping with him?
Superior puss.
Nah, they wouldn't be up in arms about that.
She banged all them goblins.
Superior puss.
She has a
Hey,
type.
hey! Flash Thompson was once believed to be the Hobgoblin.
Exactly.
He was
I'm just
saying.
Oh! It can all fit into our theory. It can all fit into the theory.
Betty Brandt.
Gobble gobble.
I was really excited to read Edge of Spider-Verse #3 because it had his sister.
Okay.
Spider Smasher.
I missed it. Oh, how was it?
It was good. A Spider Boy can go kick rocks, but I enjoyed it. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's Dan Slott, so the dialogue's a little iffy, but I feel like the story itself and the plot was pretty cool. It is a $5 book, but I enjoyed the art by Julian Shaw a lot. It feels very kinetic. I like the metal added, and she doesn't have a mask and stuff like that. I really kind of enjoy that.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, because like I said, they kind of did Miles' family dirty. And yeah. I think that would actually be cool, like a brother-sister spider team. We haven't seen that before. That would be super cool.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I enjoyed the interpretation. I hope they keep it up. With the Edge of Spider-Verse, I feel like the new Edge of the Spider-Verse is so good now. Like the one they did previously felt very hokey, gimmicky, cash grabby, but I feel like they're having more fun, and they're allowed to have a little bit more fun with this one and be a little more authentic. So yeah. If you haven't read it, pick it up. If you have read it, send in your thoughts. I wanna know what you guys thought.
And I know Lilith did not read this. Hallows Eve #4 is out.
Again, I said I was tired of goblins, bro.
I know, but she's not technically a goblin. I mean,
that's not what Ben said.
oh!
Boom!
Written by friend of the show, Erica Schultz.
Hi, this is Erica Schultz, and you are listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
So what's going on over in the world of Hallows Eve anyway?
Well, she's working. She actually, it seems like she does cure the guy who she basically accidentally turned into a werewolf with one of those magic masks.
What are we doing about Ben in jail? He's still in jail, or what's going on?
Yeah, we haven't seen Ben yet. Although I don't know if they're building up to that, because there's even an ad. Hallows Eve will return in this year's Amazing Spider-Man annual. So.
Oh wow, we gotta wait that long.
So I don't know if they're going to deal with Ben then, or.
Okay.
Knowing certain writers, we're probably never going to get back to Ben for the next couple of years. Not mentioning anyone by name. Barndor Vertigo. That redacted writer.
No, but yeah, I just, like I said, that kind of rubbed me the whole wrong way. I mean, even if it's a great story, I'm petty. And
Yeah.
Once I'm not done being petty, I will get caught. I'll probably catch it in the trade and let you know what I thought. Just remind me when the trade comes out.
Yes. Because again, we're getting more Maxine Danger. Remember her from the Beyond arc?
Oh, I do.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the one thing that did pique my interest. So gotta get a glass of water for all this saltiness.
Oh my! That's right. Yeah. But yeah, again, I'm giving it a chance, and no, I mean, for what it is, it's pretty decent. Erica Schultz is a good writer, so.
Yeah, but I'm starting to feel like I'm glad that they're like we were talked about. Like, they definitely need to fill out the Spider-Verse a little bit more, specifically on Peter's side.
Yeah.
And they have been doing that, but like the books have been very short-lived. So hopefully we can get something a little more substantial. I was rooting for that Mary Jane and Black Cat book, but
Yeah, I know.
Speaking of which, there's always Hellcat.
Oh yeah. I read that this week too. Jeez.
Poor Patsy.
I know.
Justice for Patsy. She just wants to be your friend.
Aw, don't say that.
I know.
But hey, before I forget, if we can come up with some kind of contest, maybe we can announce something next episode. I got a Hallows Eve #3, extra Hallows Eve 3 number 3 to give away.
Why?
What do you mean why?
No, I mean, like, why do you have an extra?
I don't know, because I bought it while I was waiting for my shop to get the weeks for my shop to get one, because UPS can suck a bleep.
Yeah, the UPS guy does not like your guy. It's like always a thing, at least like every couple of months.
It seems like it, yeah. I don't know if it's just the way UPS is around here. I don't know, but yeah. So again, we love our fans, so we'll give away an issue if we can just
give
figure
us
out.
your craziest fan theory of Spider-Man theory. It could be anything.
I don't know if you can top us and Betty Brant, but
is Paul secretly? No. I want an essay on why Paul is secretly Zebwell's self-insert character.
Oh, nice.
500 words or less, please.
Nice. I saw
just the first person that sends in feedback. That's usually how it goes.
I saw a conspiracy theory online that someone was saying that they thought Amazing 26 Mary Jane originally was going to die, but they chickened out at the last second and they made it Kamala.
I don't know. I don't think the editors are that stupid. But yeah, though the hype around it, all signs led to Mary Jane being the person. It's literally no clues for it being Kamala. It's not shocking. It's actually not surprising. Like, oh yeah, the brown girl, sure, she's expendable. We've done that a million times. So we all said it better not be Mary Jane, but who else could it be? Aunt May? Finally? They could have done that, and nobody would have batted an eyelash. I promise.
People would have breathed a sigh of relief that they would be like,
Like, oh, thank God, she's finally back with Mephisto. She's in hell where she belongs.
with her husband.
So that's probably gonna come out to be true sooner rather than later. It's just so obvious it was not meant to be Kamala, because what is shocking about that? The idiocy of the idea of it being Kamala? Sure, that's shocking.
Because just like looking at the art, people are like, it seems like it's Mary Jane up until, some they just like shift the gears and like, let's make it the shapeshifter.
Yeah. It's giving Savitar, season Savitar of Flash.
Who once again, Kamala wasn't even doing like wasn't doing like full, like, make myself look like somebody else shapeshifting for a long time too. So
yeah, it was cheap. It was bad, and he should feel bad. There, I said it.
Exactly.
Maybe he can bring it around, maybe he can't, but I'm ready for something fresh and new and exciting at this point.
That's right. Live up to the advertising. Give me something amazing, damn it.
I'd even sell it for something spectacular.
Ooh. Nice. Oh my God. Can you imagine if we ever got a book that was called That Threatened Menace Spider-Man?
Nice. So yeah, I think that the contest should be the first person to send us an email feedback gets the Hallows Eve number 3.
Yes. So okay, should we do a topic, or I was gonna say?
Just send in feedback. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, send in feedback about new Spider-Man stuff or
theories, whatever you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Why Spot is the greatest Spider-Man villain ever to existed, and we just don't get it. Whatever.
Entertain us. All right. So anything else with Hellfire?
Fan fiction, we take it all.
Hey-oh! There's my drop.
You're welcome. It's Friday. It's fine. I don't care.
All right.
We got a whole nother show to do, Phil.
Yes. Okay. I have another show to do. All right, kids. So I don't know if I even told Lilith Hellfire this. Yes, every week this month we're gonna be doing a different villain. How do I put this? Not the A-list of villains.
Z-listers?
So next week we're going to be covering.
Or no, wait, D-listers.
How dare you? Next week, Web of Spider-Man 15 and Amazing Spider-Man 298 and 299, featuring that all-star Chance.
You could have warned me. I could have had alcohol ready. Well, I'll have alcohol ready next time. Don't you worry.
Tomorrow morning?
Damn you. Mimosas it is.
And then in 2 weeks, we'll cover Amazing Spider-Man 344, 345, 359, and 360, featuring that superstar of Marvel Comics, Cardiac.
Phil just makes it so hard to be his friend sometimes,
And if that's not enough for you, you get an extra week this month. So after that, the episode after that will be Amazing Spider-Man 172, 182, and 183, featuring that classic Spider-Man rogue, Rocket Racer.
Yes, Rocket Racer. My favorite. How did you know, Phil?
See, she's pulling that Fantastic Four Heroes Reborn crap on me. Oh, no, I like it. You can't get me with that. And then, of course, at the end
my hate for Rocket Racer has been known for years. It's fine.
I know. And then, of course, at the end of the month, the Bad Babysitters Club will be back. And you may be like, so the 90s Clone Saga is over. What are they going to cover next? Well, kids, if you listen to the last episode, myself, Ray, and Dave are going to cover the first 2 issues of Kane's Scarlet Spider series from 2012.
Wow. Have they read it before, or you just
I don't believe so. I know Dave hasn't.
Dave might not talk to you anymore after that.
I don't know, man.
Warning.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You'd be surprised.
Okay.
The Kane will rip somebody's head off, and Dave will be like, "Oh, that's bloody awesome."
True. I mean, outside of the violence, though, there's not much there.
I know. All right, kids. So yeah, so Again, send us your thoughts. You may receive a prize. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, and of course, the Patreon, where Lilith Hellfire gets drunk and trashes the 1990s Heroes Reborn line.
No, it's where I drink to cope because Phil loves to torture me.
Self-medicate. Find it all at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. All right. She loves to sleep and drink. Where can people get a hold of you?
You forgot eating. Boop. But if you want to friend your good old internet granny, you can find me on Facebook. Friend me on Facebook, Lil Hellfire. You'll get pictures of dogs eventually. Puppies.
Puppy dogs. Oh my. Yes, kids. You now you can get pictures of Lilith and her dogs.
I'm seriously thinking about doing a 5th dog, and I don't know if I want to name the dog Ace or Jeff. You know, Jeff the shark.
Yes, I know. Because they're going to take a bite out of people.
Very hard, very tempting.
My dogs are better behaved than most people's children, just so we're clear.
Well, on command, they'll attack.
Oh, you don't want to know the things I've done.
Let
me get a ride on your alligator back, bro. Don't pull it out unless you're going to use it. That's true for guns and penises.
And attack dogs. All right. Thank you for joining us. Again, next episode, come back, take a chance on us again.
They're going to cancel us for this one, bro.
Chance, and in that 298 and 299, the first appearance of a certain rogue. But until then, swing on back.
Flip.
Flip it good.